So what do we have today? Before we get into this, I do want to share that I did get a Shiboshi today. I got one for 600 bucks, and it is now instantly uh, zero point 0.5 Ethereum. So from 600 to 2000. Oh wow, it's already zero point 0.8 Ethereum. Goodness gracious, that is amazing. Already beating metasaurs price, and you can't even see what they look like. Very exciting project. 9,000 assets sold out in 20 minutes um, at a three-tier structure. Got more expensive from point 0.1 to point 0.2 to point 0.3 Ethereum. From the first 2,000 assets to the next 5,000 to the last 2,000 assets. And boy, was it crazy. I had an auto refresher bot on, refreshing every 2 minutes. And I spotted it in the middle of a meeting and bought it in the middle of a really important meeting and had to throw down like 500 Gwei, 500 in gas just to mint these two assets and only had to spend about 300. Um, you can see it here. Uh, it's okay. If you want me to show you, ask in the comments and I'll show you. Anyway, super excited about that. I'm gonna actually mint the Metasaurs one tomorrow. I'm gonna try. It's tomorrow at 1. Um, So I will probably make a correction video since I will be trying to get one. And the first video I made on them made it look like they were a little scammy because I got them 16 bytes on day one and they didn't add me to the pre-sale list. But we shall see how this goes. They're also going to be a zero point zero 0.07 mint tomorrow. Uh, Shiboshis were zero point 0.1 to mint them at the start. So 2.6 volume traded. Um, 548, so half a thousand already. Basically 500,000, sorry, 1.5 million traded in Shiboshis in just 3 hours. Very cool, very cool. Uh, you can see the activity. People are paying um, zero point 0.8, number of sales 6, so 6 people already bought it at this price point. Anyway, um, you might see some paper hands get it back down to zero point 0.5 Ethereum. So honestly, you could sell it here and rebuy in half a day, um, especially if the market's dropping. That's probably what could happen, 20-30% drop. And now you're on your way to scalping, but I would only do that if you got to, and again, not financial advice. So we're not going to worry about that. Um, I'm also looking at these guys. If I don't get the metasaurs, I'll probably just try to sweep one of these off the floor. Uh, Basically these non-fungible heroes. The weird whales that sold that are going for point 0.2 right now. It's the same kid, but now they're collaborating with the designer from Disney. So these are also going to at least 2x in the short term. You know, only about, I don't know, 20, close to that one range left. So this will quickly get to 1.15 floor price probably within a week, I imagine, assuming the market's going up. So we do have to look at the market to kind of get a feel for what might be happening here. Um, are we still on our Elliott 3 wave, or was that the apex? And, that could have, I think this is just another one wave, and we haven't really hit the 3 based on believing that we were just finishing the 2. And we might have to look to Ethereum to see that. But we did draw this triangle here, and we are at the tip of it. So because this triangle hit, the height didn't hit, I will probably tag this once we see it kind of get back down to here. Um, the portfolio is finally in profit again. So it will be some key decisions to potentially take some profits on some key coins at this stage. We did hit this target here and bounce right off it if we look at, for example, the 45. So I could tag this little retest, which I probably will, just because we're making NFTs here, and a lot of you are probably going to want one. So we'll go ahead and see how first it had it as resistance for 3 hours, or 2.5 hours, broke past it, and then had to retest it. And that's a pretty important retest area, I would say. Uh, we have a lot of red volume here. Will we drop all the way back to 36? You know, 36 is not that low. Um, that would nullify the three wave a little bit here, but you are seeing it kind of riding that Elliott wave as well, which it rode pretty well out the gate. So I am liking the slope of it. I am liking the trajectory of it. So I do kind of want to see us sticking close to it before I think we're too far away from it in a way that nullifies that trajectory. But you can see it really rode up it for a solid 7 hours, 8 hours, just straight riding that Elliott wave. Um, Bouncing off it, breaking past it, retesting that same Elliott wave that's just kind of eyeballed, basically. And we've seen a lot of stages like this where this is lots of selling pressure. Um, should I sell this Shiboshi? Honestly, probably. 0.75 Ethereum. That's a quick 7x, 6x. Like you should almost always take a 5 to 10x for an NFT within the first week or two. Um, I don't know. Whew. We do see dominance rising up, but man, could have just ride right back down. How often does it do that? Almost every time. But again, the question is if we're on this three wave. And I think this three wave could very well be much taller. Um, I just don't like this 36 being the retest zone because it does look like it would actually get closer to 35. And now, what would that shape bring if we were getting to 35? We'd be most likely this would thus be some sort of end of a five wave, I would imagine. Then we'd have some corrections here. But corrections between 38 and 35, 10% drops. Um, you gotta ask yourself, from here to here is a 10% pop or a 10% drop. Would you rather protect some of your stake based on a 10% drop, or would you rather wait to get that last 10% pop? And if your portfolio didn't move much up, that's probably because, at first Ethereum goes, Bitcoin go, and then, as it keeps going, then the alts can really go with it. But people don't really move that quickly to the alts unless they see kind of more of mid or long-term bullish sentiment. And we just had a lot of bearish sentiment. So we're on the oversold area for the past long time. So I could see us staying above 50 RSI, in which case we would keep rising. We really just don't want to drop that 50 RSI point. So if we want to look at some lower time frames, we already did. Um, but again, lower time frames don't matter as much. We already got that green volume, so it should bounce right back up, at least according to the 5. Um, Computer's getting a little slow. And we are in that red zone. So $100 on Ethereum. It's close to 4,000. 2.5%. Should you sell 20% of your Ethereum? Probably not. How much of your Ethereum would you have to sell to protect yourself from a 2.5% drop for it to be scary? For a 2.5% drop to be scary, like on $100,000, $2,500 temporary drop in portfolio size if you have like 100,000 on Ethereum. And should you sell 20,000 of your Ethereum for that? Well, you're going to be paying 1.5% fee on that to take it out and put it back in. So no. what's going on here? Like in that neutral range, got bullish, got bearish. What's Bitcoin doing right now with this move? So Bitcoin's holding sideways, Ethereum's, and what's moving if the dominance is moving so much, you know? It's interesting. Um, we can tag on total cap. Total cap's not even moving, but things are moving behind the scenes. So right now, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and total cap are somewhat of being agents. They're kind of hiding what's going on behind the scenes, really. Um, we might have to bring on some alts just to kind of, oops, I don't know. I'm gonna look at probably ADA, and I guess we're on the 15-minute chart. It's not gonna move that much. Um, so what was this about a day ago? So I was drawing that. We hit it, bounced back up, back at that level again. Um, 8 is going down a little bit here. This is so peculiar. So we do see everything really pop with this Bitcoin pop. So interestingly, this would have normally looked bearish, but all of these coins except for ADA really popped with that. And with this Bitcoin dominance drop, where did it go to? We might want to look at something like Lunar Cash, maybe what it was, Lunar Crush, to see where money's flowing. I don't think this would be it. Yeah, not sure we're gonna quickly find anything. But still, Feg. I was looking at Feg yesterday. Pay attention to Feg for sure. Like if you click Feg, um, Marty Party, for example, mention Feg 88% of the time. They mention Solana 3.8% of the time. Marty Party, they're a cool band. Oh, now it's different. And you see that change? Well, now they're mentioning Dot, Matic, Phantom, for sure. These are all good ones. Telcoin, beat every group. Yeah, this one's apparently getting on a lot of different chains. You can kind of see what they say about it here. Um, yeah, cool stuff. Anyway, where are we going? Where are we going? USDT. Ugh, yep, that's probably where we're going. Not where I want to go. That's not too much of a pop, honestly. Where was Bitcoin here? 57,000. What's it at now? 57,000. So where was Ethereum? 35. Okay, 36. So kind of pay attention to that. Um, the price it was at a certain dominance level is really only relevant in the short term. You know, what really brought the portfolio up today for me was AXS. Looks like SNX. Um, holding the BNT did, not selling off at a loss. Have a good position in that. AXS was at 125 yesterday. that's basically it. Everything else didn't really move that much, but somehow we're up. So the fact that it's still a pretty red day and we're seeing this cross 50 hour sign in the 45, I'm not too excited about that. If we go to the 3 hour, we're going to likely see this kind of zigzag pattern going for us. I'll just sawtooth pattern, and we could like have a drop shoot. Like we could have a drop shoot there. It, but but we are going to see it kind of working its way up, even if it bounces off like a double bottom floor here or something. Not that we want that. It's mid-October. We were calling Ethereum 6,000 on the three-way, and we really can't touch that right now, unless this would be the one, and then this would be the two, and three would end up here. Um, sorry, one, two, and then this would be a three-wave of sorts. So that would make this three a five-wave extension, and I guess we could have two five-wave extensions on the first and the second leg. So I'm not going to be too worried unless we're dropping like, you know, at what point would you want to sell 10 to 25% or 10 to 20% of the position, if at all, or where would you maybe want to set some stop losses? Honestly, like 3,500. I put your stop loss at 3,500 and I'll mark it red because that's not really a target, that's like a stop loss. So probably like 34.8 just because it's going to hit that. That's where I would probably sell a big portion, upwards of 10% if it's going to go to 33, because that's another 5%. So that's 5%, 5%, and then if you can protect yourself with 5% on the significant portion and add in at the dip, you can account for the loss of not selling before that 5% drop. So you could try to potentially sell 25% of what you might sell here, but I think that's what we're going to call for now. Um, have a good day.